Starry-eyed rumblings.
Helix Bane looks around herself, at the containers and the corpses, none of which look like angels Helix Bane has ever imagined. Not that Helix Bane has had much cause to think about angels. Had they been trying to ascend to godhood, grow wings and fly to a non-existent heaven? Were they victims or willing devotees? These are all questions Helix Bane can't answer, so she moves on. Pain comes shooting back into Helix Bane's wrist. Her senses all seem stretched and thin, fading and dulled. She is on the floor again, a softer floor. Helix Bane commands herself not to jump up immediately. She opens her eyes and looks up at Bay, standing a few strides away. She begins to knit her wrists back together and tries to reorder and reclaim her senses from the extreme shock to her nervous system, which she realizes most likely caused to the abrupt and sharp exit from the Spire's virtual reality. Helix Bane doesn't need to point out the obvious, that Bay was the one that pulled her out, and thus Bay starts the conversation. I was looking out into the void. She gestures out the opening, when I noticed a light. It was getting slowly larger. Helix Bane can see where Bay is going with this, and it gives her a little insight into Bay's abilities. Likely, till the ship got much, much closer, it would be the faintest dot of light on the empty canvas of the void. The fact that Bay could first spot, then notice the light, most likely caused by the ship's E-drive getting closer, went some way in showing just how minute of a detail Bay could observe and remember. Bay continues, "That's a ship. My guess is your interest in..." She gestures to the bulbous hands. "Has something to do with that." "How long till it gets here?" Helix questions, trying to gain the upper hand in this conversation. Bay shrugs. "Day's end, perhaps?" But in their current pocket of the forge, illuminated only by a distant and dim quark star, day's end is hard to define. Helix Bane decides there will be ample opportunities to kill Bay later if the need arises. More pressing right now was getting back into the virtual reality of the Spire and finding the data, if there was indeed any data to be found. "The ship is coming here. They either are coming for us or the Spire. If we have what's in the Spire, then we hold most of the cards." Bay infers the rest and walks over to the bulbous hands. She waits, hands hovering, a smirk on her face, and then says carefully and slowly, "Anything I should be prepared for in there?" "Just corpses," Helix Bane replies before getting up and grasping the hands to stop any further questions. Annoyingly, Bay takes half the time to get to her feet and mobile. "I'm going to take a wild guess and say that didn't happen to you the first time." "No," Helix Bane replies and begins retracing her steps, trying to stay clear of the potential exit point. Bay takes time to observe the containers and the area, but says nothing of what she's noticed, except that there seems to be a conflict between the two. but the information she gives more to goad and cause confusion than to be of any use or helpful in their expedition. The two of them head through the rows of containers, past the angelic sign, and stop at yet another container. However, this one contains a body that is significantly more wholesome and alive than the rest. Of course, there is a terminal beside the container, ready to be probed, to reveal the secrets of this specific container. Maybe even gain an ally. Not likely, Helix Bane thinks to herself. Lacking the mind for technology, and lacking the time for endless practice and investigation, Helix Bane doesn't fancy her chances of achieving a fruitful outcome from interacting with this terminal. Apparently neither does they, and both skirt around the container and press on for easier and more accessible avenues to explore. Helix Bane can't help but feel that in hoping to find some obvious source for the data, she is walking past the actual data, locked behind a login screen on all these terminals beside each container. Alas, her brief ponderings are interrupted as she feels herself being pulled out of the virtual reality of the spire once again. Helix Bane's reactions and instincts aid her, as she instantly resists gritting what teeth she has left. Not yet. Her will steeled, she opens her mind to find herself still surrounded by containers and corpses. Bay just up ahead. Helix Bane picks up the pace. Time is clearly running out. That was likely Axe trying to pull her out, and if it wasn't Axe, it was likely someone from the incoming ship. They press on quickly now, moving steadily faster and faster, the hope of finding anything but containers dwindling. After reaching a run, hope is rekindled as they come to a door. Doors are good. They lead to places, and if they are locked, the place is usually of importance. This door is locked. Moreover, doors with foreboding text above them tend to be of even more import. The text above this door reads, "Forgive us, for we have sinned. Beyond the veil, we have found clarity."